Welcome to Waywut, your weekly verbal double take. This is a rabbit hole podcast where a couple of old guys do moderate to shallow dives into various topics, ranging from true crime, paranormal, sports, pop culture, or anything else that we find interesting. We drop episodes every Tuesday, and then on Fridays if we feel like it. You can follow us on Facebook, X, TikTok, and Instagram. We appreciate you joining us. Now that we got all this self-promotion stuff out of the way, here.
Why, hello there, and thank you for coming back for your weekly verbal double take. My name is Jason, and today I have put the thermometer under hot water to get a low-grade fever, bending over due to stomach cramps, and licking my palms to get them clammy to sell my ailments. However, I plan on pushing through to introduce another topic that made me say, wait, what? Joining me licking his palms because he just likes it is Darrell.
They taste really good.
Especially if you don't wash your hands all day. Man,
Oh, yeah.
All kinds of flavors on them.
Yeah, it's like, I don't remember picking that out of my nose.
Well, 9 times. This was the number of absences Ferris Bueller had in the classic movie. I love that movie. If you haven't seen it, shame on you. The movie starts with him faking another illness to get out of school just that one more time. I mean, did you see the weather he had? As he said, how can anyone expect to go to school on a day like that? We have all been there, whether it was school, work, family function, you name it, we have all faked an illness. Not an illness that would warrant a trip to the ER, just something bad enough to keep you in bed for the next several hours. Is it wrong? Depends.
No.
No, in Darrell's case, but sometimes, yeah, I guess. It also depends on how far you try to push the envelope. Do you just want a sick day to catch up on some sleep, or do you have something far more nefarious planned? In a world where reality television stars get famous for doing nothing, and social media influencers make fortunes by merely existing, it's no wonder some people have decided that the easiest way to get ahead is by pretending to be sick. Throughout history, there have been individuals who, rather than curing diseases, have chosen to create them, at least in their imaginations, reaping the awards of sympathy, money, and notoriety. These professional patients have turned the fine art of deception into a lucrative business, proving that sometimes the best medicine isn't laughter, it's a well-crafted lie.
I've been tempted to call in sick at work all week because I've got a really, really fun video game I've been playing. And the couple hours I get to play at night before I go to bed is not enough. And so
That's a
I've
good
been
reason
tempted.
to call in. Yeah, that's a great reason.
If I wasn't, about to, miss work to go on a trip, I probably would have.
Yeah. And if you got sick time, that let that sick time accrue for a reason. So about every
I don't
month or
have
so.
any.
Oh, well. About every
Or
month or so, I have
use up
enough
all
for a
mine.
full day. Yeah.
I've been on an Alaskan cruise. I've already gone on tons of trips, and so yeah, I've already used up all my time. Yeah. So.
Well, sometimes, Darrell, you just need that day to play that video game. I totally
do.
get it. I totally get it.
It's pirates. It's Japanese gangster pirates in modern day Hawaii. How could it not?
Yeah, just like in Ferris Bueller's on that when he had that beautiful weather. I give you permission to stay at home. The term Munchausen syndrome, named after the famously exaggerated tales of Baron von Munchausen, or known as the fictitious disorder imposed on self, describes people who fake illnesses for attention. They do more than run a thermometer under hot water or lick their palms. They even may hurt themselves to bring on symptoms or alter tests, such as messing with a urine test, or eating spoiled food they know will make them vomit. They also pretend to hallucinate or hear voices. You can't prove they aren't hearing voices or hallucinating, so these are good symptoms to fake. Munchausen by proxy is a mental health disorder in which a caregiver creates the appearance of health problems in another person, typically their child, and sometimes when an adult falsely simulates an illness or health issues in another adult partner. This might include altering test samples, injuring a child, falsifying diagnosis, or portraying the appearance of health issues through contrived photographs, videos, and other evidence of this supposed illness. And that's what I'm going to go over today is some more of the infamous cases of both.
Denise actually worked with a lady that, but I think I can't remember if she killed her kid or not. But basically, it was a Munchausen by proxy sort of thing, and it got a lot of attention. But yeah, she just like, why isn't she at work? Oh my god, that sort of
Yeah.
thing.
The three of the four that I'm going to cover are Munchausen by proxy. And those are probably the more sad ones because the other person didn't have a say so in this.
I am hoping that you are also going to bring some of the arguments about how that this is not a real illness at all.
Sort of, yeah. It's
okay
they
because
say it as a psychiatric disorder, but it doesn't prevent you from getting away with any of it.
Yeah, I mean, there are people that, I mean, it's people that do bad stuff for
Mm-hmm.
attention. It's not an
Mm-hmm.
illness. You're a
Mm-hmm.
fucking narcissist.
Mm-hmm. Yes. No, you're exactly right. That's the common
Hot
theme,
take.
and yeah, that's the common theme in these individuals is narcissism and wanting fame. First one is called. Her name was Belle Gibson. It has been around for centuries, but a few people have elevated it to an art form. Take Belle Gibson, for example. In 2009, she claimed she was diagnosed with brain cancer and was given only 4 months to live. She took to social media and gained a large following as she promoted alternative health treatments and a clean eating lifestyle. People took to what she was saying, and would you know, in 2013, she announced she had beaten cancer that happened to coincide with the launching of her wellness app and cookbook. Uh, the cookbook and the wellness app was called The Whole Pantry. And during the whirlwind news stories, she claimed that she had chosen to withdraw from chemotherapy and radiotherapy treatment and had instead embarked on a quest to heal myself naturally through nutrition, patience, determination, and love.
Remember when Steve Jobs thought he was going to do that with his pancreatic cancer, and then it ravaged him and he died?
Cancer has
I'm gonna.
a way of doing that.
This is one of those ones where I'm just like, this, where Munchausen syndrome is absolute and complete bullshit. This woman was a con artist,
Yeah,
plain and simple.
absolutely.
Plain and simple.
Yeah, absolutely. Her wellness app exploded, of course, as she continued to preach about the dangers of modern medicine. She was even dubbed the most inspiring woman you've met by Elle magazine from Australia, and Cosmo gave her the Fun Fearless Female Award. Things were paying off for her until 2015 rolled around. Two journalists from Australia started doing a little bit more digging after a tip their editor received from a friend of Gibson's. Not only did the friend state her diagnosis was fake, but she also even stated that Gibson once faked a seizure at her son's 4th birthday party. So she knew the two were, it wasn't that far out of the realm for her to be faking stuff.
Why does everybody keep paying attention to him, that little shit?
Pay attention to me. It's his 4th birthday, but let's ruin it for him.
I mean, I've worked really hard on this party.
The two journalists dug in more and started looking into the donations that Gibson claimed to be giving to charity organizations. And of course, they never received any of that money. They called her out on this, but she still was holding on to the lie. Her support was waning. She was losing followers. She was losing her support. And in April of 2015, she finally admitted it was all a lie in an interview with an Australian women's magazine. And quote, "I don't want forgiveness. I just think speaking out was the responsible thing to do. And above anything, I would like people to say, okay, she's human. She's obviously had a big life. She respectfully come to the table and said what she's needed to say. It's time for her to grow and heal." End quote. What a crock of shit.
It's so funny. I wish I could get away with that with stuff. It's
When
like
people apologize.
I drove into your car and I
Mhm.
smashed it into pieces while I was drinking. I came forward. I admitted it. Your daughter's dead. But I think we can say it's awful big of him to admit that he did that, and we should just let him move on.
Mm-hmm. Some people shouldn't just even apologize because they just make things worse for them, make them sound like douchebags.
Typically, they won't, because apologies are admission of guilt. That's why a lot of times corporations won't make apologies for anything like their employees do and stuff like that, because it is a way that can be said that they're taking responsibility for it. I don't know. I would like to think that even if I ever, screw up and say the wrong thing or whatever and piss everybody off, I won't apologize. I'll make a video where I'm like, hi.
Deal with it.
My name is Darrell. Go fuck yourself. Bye. Thank you. Namaste.
Well, of course, her app and cookbook were pulled. Gibson was never criminally charged for her scheme. However, the government agency Consumer Affairs Victoria brought a case against her to Melbourne Federal Court in 2016. The following year, the court found that Gibson had violated Australian consumer law preventing trade or commerce likely to mislead or deceive. In September of 2017, a federal court judge ordered Gibson to pay $410,000 to the state of Victoria, as well as a percentage of its legal costs. As of today, I don't know why they're making them pay the state, because they're not the ones that were defrauded.
I was gonna say, I fucking love this. Where Australia's like, oh, oi, you did something illegal there. You took all those money from those people.
Yeah,
you didn't even give it to us. What are you gonna do with it? We're gonna fucking spend it.
Yeah, and I thought that was very weird. Very weird. Well, as of today, no money is exchanged hands because the fine remains unpaid. This scandal has resurfaced recently due to the Netflix miniseries Apple Cider Vinegar, which dramatizes the story. The show has reignited interest in the case and raised questions about influencer accountability.
I mean, yeah, this woman's a piece of shit. I hope she has no money and no fame.
And she has a TV show coming out about her life.
Yeah, go figure. But yeah, seriously, Australia. What the fuck do you need the money
hold up,
for?
Wait a minute.
That's like whenever like a gangster finds like somebody like dealing drugs on their turf. It's like, hey, see what you're doing there. Where's our cut? You're going to give us our cut? Oh, no. You can't do business here if you don't give us our cut.
Yeah, that's pretty much like it. The next one is another Texas representative. Seems like we have a lot of Texans popping up in our stories recently. Ellen,
we have a lot of people here.
Very true, and we're very popular. Ellen Roop Jones was a single mom and nurse from Palestine, Texas. With her status as a nurse, she had medical knowledge, access to insulin, and glucogen. Why did she need this? Well, she needed this so she could inject her then 7-year-old daughter to fake a rare form of diabetes. Roop Jones even appeared twice on a local news program to solicit fundraising donations and a diabetic alert dog for her daughter. Of course, the public supported their cause. The Tarrant County Sheriff's Office began investigating the case when Detective Michael Weber was contacted by a representative with the Texas Department of Family Protective Services. The representative said that endocrinologists had believed Roop Jones had given a dose of unneeded insulin to the child. According to the affidavit, Roop Jones took her daughter to UT Health in Tyler and said her daughter had blood sugar problems. Roop Jones was told by a nurse to stay in Tyler, but she ignored that advice and took her daughter to Cook Children's Hospital in Fort Worth. A test showed...
That's a hell of a haul.
That's a good 2.5 hour drive or so.
Yeah.
A test showed the daughter to have low blood sugar with an elevated insulin level, which concerned the doctor over insulin poisoning. According to the affidavit, Roop Jones told the doctor her daughter was diagnosed with a rare form of diabetes in Kentucky. She was diagnosed in Kentucky with this rare form of diabetes. The staff at Cook's contacted the doctor in Kentucky, who said testing was never performed there. This caused the cook's doctor to be concerned that Ruth Jones may be poisoning her daughter with unneeded insulin. And after further investigations, she was arrested in June of 2019. Ruth Jones pled guilty on June 27, 2023, to charges of injury to a child, exploitation of a child, and aggravated assault. She received an 8-year deferred adjudication sentence, 59 days in jail, 300 hours of community service, court costs, restitution to the family of the service dog. They had to pay back the family who gave them the service dog, and an order of protection from her daughter until the daughter turns 21.
Wow. I'm guessing this lady's Jewish, and she's the reason they locked down the city of Palestine. Because I always keep seeing everybody with those signs, free Palestine, free Palestine. And they're getting all mad that Jews locked up Palestine. Right?
No.
No.
No. No.
No.
Sorry, Darrell. That was a swing and a miss. That's a strike one.
I just think it's funny because whenever somebody outside of this area, they say Palestine, Texas, and it's not. It's Palestine.
It's Palestine, yeah.
Yeah. But no, yeah. I'm glad they caught that woman, and I mean, because she was definitely on track to killing her kid.
Yeah.
I mean, insulin poisoning. Like whenever you get those little Black Widow nurses that just run around just killing people for the fuck of it.
Yeah, put them out of their misery or whatever they
typically want. They typically do it with insulin. Not even putting them out of their misery, just fucking killing patients because one of them did it because she got to look like a hero every time she went in there and tried to save them.
Oh, I think I remember that story.
Yeah.
And insulin easily get. It's a lot of it.
Yep.
Man.
Yeah. Free Palestine. Free Palestine, Texas. They don't deserve to be locked up. Sorry.
No, it was a good attempted joke there.
It was successful.
It was okay. The next one. Lacey Spears, a mother and a mommy blogger, gained internet fame by chronicling her young son's harrowing health battles. Garnett Spears was born in 2008 and began experiencing health issues shortly after his birth. The problems were acid reflux, projectile vomiting, and significant weight loss. The doctors had no choice but to insert a feeding tube to keep some food down in Garnett's stomach. This is what actually started Lacey's downfall. Lacey frequently posted updates on social media about Garnett's health, portraying herself as a devoted mother battling her son's devastating illnesses. She manipulated medical professionals and friends. Where is the father, you ask? Well, she made up a story to garner even more sympathy, saying the father was a police officer who died in a car accident. The real father was told by her to stay away, or more like threatened to stay away.
Okay.
Yeah, it didn't go into much detail.
I'm sure she was such a goddamn delight as a person that he was like, no, I'm going to be around you for the next 18 years. I mean, I think that's everybody likes to paint that big, broad brush of guys that just want to bail on their kid for 18 years. How many times is that mom of that baby just such a thunder cunt that you don't want nothing to do with her? I mean, I have something to do with all the kids that I know of, that I am aware that I have.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I just figure the ones that were there are some piece of shit guys that are just like, no, I'll give a fuck about that baby, whatever.
Yeah.
But then there's some that are just like, I want to be part of her life, and she's like, and he's like, oh wait, shit, never mind, I can't handle that bullshit.
Yeah, that happens more often than not. Like I said, dads get a bad rap for not being there for their kids, but a lot of time it's the mothers who tell them to go away, stay away. I don't want you around.
Or just act like such a bitch that they want to stay.
Or just act like such a bitch, yeah. In January of 2014, Garnett was hospitalized in New York with dangerously high sodium levels, which puzzled doctors. And after some digging, they found out what they feared. Surveillance footage and medical records revealed She had taken Garnett into the bathroom alone during hospital stays, where she likely administered the salt through his feeding tube. Garnett unfortunately died from acute sodium poisoning, which caused brain swelling and ultimately led to his death.
Yeah, I thought that this was the one. When as soon as you started talking about this one, I was like, I think this is the one where they kind of caught her on tape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In March of 2015, Lacey Spears was found guilty of second-degree murder and first-degree manslaughter. She was sentenced to 20 years to life in prison, with a judge acknowledging her mental illness, Munchausen by proxy, but still holding her fully accountable.
Good.
As of 2023, she remains incarcerated at Bedford Hills Correctional Facility for women and is eligible for parole no earlier than June 12th, 2034. And her story, too, has been featured in documentaries and true crime shows, including Web of Lies and Deadliest Moms and Dads.
Yeah, this is it's one of those things where I hate. I know, whenever you hear second degree murder, and you're just like, "Bitch killed a kid, needs to be first degree murder." Which,
Mm-hmm.
believe me, I get you, but I imagine it's still hard to prove premeditation, being that she kept him sick the whole time.
Thinking she was taking care
She
of
was
him.
never trying to kill him. She was just trying to keep him miserable, which is not good. And I'm glad they were able to hit her with manslaughter and the second degree murder.
Yeah.
But yeah, kind of. I think they're. I don't know. There are times I wish there were certain laws that would, you can get like a little something in where like infanticide, have that as a separate crime, just period. You leave your kid out in the car to cook in the summertime, infanticide. Munchausen by proxy, bullshit, infanticide.
I like that.
Decide to go skeet shooting, and you accidentally put your kid on the skeet thrower. Infanticide, and it's just like
Mm-hmm.
boom, life in prison, death penalty, whatever. Just super strong thing, and just to have that level. It's like, I mean, your parent, you kill your kid, you got a problem.
Very big problem.
You don't need to be out in the real world. You don't need to act. You don't need a chance to make another one.
No.
You don't need to. You don't need to be breathing the same air as like everyone else's kids. Yeah.
Now,
Just
I've heard this too. You know how men, when they do the pedophiles, when they get sent to prison, those are the ones that usually get beaten on the most. I've heard the women who get sent to prison who killed their children are the ones who get beaten on the most in women prisons.
possibly, maybe. I don't
I
know.
could see that. I could see that. I would hope so.
Yeah.
If not, let's get behind it. Come on. All
Yeah.
right.
I mean, I don't know. It's been a while since I watched Orange is the New Black, and I don't remember if anybody in that hurt a kid. So
I would just think so.
I saw bitches get beat up for lesser things in that show.
Yes. That show shocked me on so many levels.
I only made it, I think, 2 or 3 seasons. I didn't finish it. I was just kind of like, okay, this is just boring and stupid now.
It had a lull, but it picked back up there at the end. It was pretty good.
Mm.
It, it was pretty good for Netflix. I'll give that. All right, I'm going to finish on this one, and this one is probably the most popular one of them all. Here's a rundown. Since infancy, the mother of Gypsy Rose Blanchard, Dee Dee Blanchard, claimed she had various health issues, including muscular dystrophy, leukemia, and epilepsy. Gypsy was forced to use a walker and eventually a wheelchair. She was also forced to use a feeding tube and oxygen tank as well. Gypsy only stood 4'11". She barely had any teeth. She wore large glasses and had a high-pitched voice. The mother would even shave her head to sell the chemo. This led people to believe the lie, and huge amounts of sympathy and support poured in. Dee Dee continued to manipulate doctors, charities, and the public, receiving free housing, trips, and donations from organizations like Habitat for Humanity and Make-A-Wish. Over the years, the visit they visited upwards of 150 medical professionals. That was crazy. And with my wife working in the medical field, and did you know you actually can fire a patient?
Yeah.
If That
Yeah.
was kind of new to me, and so I guess they were fired about 149 times, probably.
I've actually, whenever I worked in a clinic, I'd actually bore witness to that before. So,
Yeah, I didn't realize that you can actually do that, but
yeah, you have the right to, to serve whoever it is that you wish. So, I mean,
yeah. But if they're seeking certain habits, like if they're seeking medicine or they're just being belligerent or whatever, you can fire them for those reasons too.
some of it's just like hypochondriacs and stuff like that that just
Mm-hmm.
like they start getting attitudes and stuff like that, and they're not listening to the doctor, and it keeps coming. And they're just like, you know what?
Yeah,
No, you can. I strongly recommend you find another physician. We're no longer going to be seeing you here, and that's essentially how that conversation goes.
yeah. That was kind of new to me. I didn't realize that. Uh, However, Gypsy Rose herself did not believe she was sick, and she tried to get out of the situation. This, of course, would cause conflict with a mother who did not want to give up the lie. Gypsy Rose felt she had no other choice, so in June 2015, she and her boyfriend, Nicholas Gojon, who, set, who she met online on a Christian dating site, planned and executed the murder of her mother. The murder was pretty gruesome as Dee Dee was stabbed 17 times.
She was all right. In Gypsy Rose's defense, her mama was really fat, if I remember right, and it probably takes a lot to get through. I mean, if you could tell, I'm a little bit sympathetic Gypsy Rose here. I mean, it's the
They may
same
say
as
in the
if.
show. Yeah.
Well, I mean, for me, it's the same as whenever a woman is being abused by her husband, and then she fucking kills him. I'm cool with that. There's people that are like going up fucking life in prison for that shit, and it's bullshit. If you're in a crazy family situation where somebody is like physically harming you repeatedly, and you're pretty sure someday they're going to kill you, then I don't care if you stab them 17 times. But I mean, if I remember, I'm gonna look at Gypsy Rose's mama. I'm pretty sure she was fat. It's Dee Dee Blanchard, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Images, Dee Dee. Oh, yeah, yeah. She's a big old fat cow. So, yeah, it's good. You can't stab a woman that large one time and get the job done. So, I think whenever it comes to like, they're sitting there talking about how many times somebody was stabbed, is like they're showing like their passion behind it and stuff like that. Look,
Mm-hmm.
if you're stabbing a 90-pound woman 20 times, that's a lot. There's not a
Yeah.
lot there to stab. You're going to be hitting the same holes. It's pointless. If you stab a fat woman, I mean, a really, really fat woman, 17 times, you might not kill her. There's a chance she's going to live. I mean, what if your blade's only like 6 inches long and she's got 7 inches of fucking fat? I mean, that was a fat, fat woman.
You got a good point there.
I'm just
I
shocked
looked at
that.
it at another way, like you were saying, how it's the passion of the crime. Where if you were just to want her dead, you wouldn't stab her 17 times. You would stab her maybe twice to kill her. But if she was a very large woman, it might take a few extra stabs to get through that fat.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Well, the Gypsy Rose and her boyfriend fled with $4,400 in cash they stole from Dee Dee, and held up for a few days in a motel in Springfield, Missouri. After
Hold on. Stole from Dee Dee. I'm sorry, your mama's getting checks based off of just basically
well,
poisoning you every day. That's her goddamn money. Anyways, go on.
once again, it goes back to the crime. If they just wanted her dead, but then they also stole from
It's
her,
like if a
it
hooker kills her pimp and takes the money, she's not stealing his money. She's taking
I
her
know
money.
it makes their case against them harder to get away with. Is what I'm trying to
Yeah.
say. After concerns were raised by the Blanchards' friends and neighbors, the police gained access to the house and uncovered the murder. An investigation ensued, eventually leading to the arrest of both Gypsy and her boyfriend. Gypsy Rose pled guilty to second-degree murder in 2016 and was sentenced to 10 years in prison. She was paroled in December of 2023 after serving just 8.5 years. Well,
God
8.5
damn.
years. Yeah.
Jesus Christ. All right, go on.
Yeah,
This is a
Nicholas.
heartless ass jury.
Yeah, the boyfriend Nicholas Gojon was convicted of first-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison without parole. Now,
Now,
here's my opinion on what you were saying.
yeah,
After the investigation revealed the abuse endured by Gypsy, if the crime would have not been so brutal with the theft, their sentence may have been much less.
my thing is like, it's one thing, like, honestly, I think Gypsy should have got a slap on the wrist, no jail time. I think it's bullshit. It's,
Especially
that
with the
girl
amount
went
of
through,
abuse that came out
yeah,
about her.
girl went through hell. Her boyfriend, on the other hand, all right, look, I'm all, like, if somebody does something to my wife, yeah, I'm going to try to make them into like a human lollipop or something along those lines. I will murder them. But whenever I first met my wife on Bumble, if she said, will you kill this guy for me? I'd be like, huh,
Swipe.
swipe left. That ain't,
Yeah, he was
I
just looking
mean,
for somebody to
I don't care
do
how
that
long
with.
they were dating. It's kind of weird. I mean, like, yeah, he kind of he fucked up. He fucked up. But I've been all like, you know what, Gypsy Rose, you do what you feel like you got to do. I will support you the whole way through this journey.
Mhm.
I'll be over here. And if they ask, I'm going to say you did it. But I understand why you did. It's just T-Bone's in prison, and I heard what he likes to do to new guys coming in, and quite frankly, I'm too pretty, and I don't want to suck dick. So you do what you got to do. I'll support you.
Mhm. Well, as noted, this case was the most popular, and it has inspired several documentaries and dramatizations, including Mommy Dead and Dearest on HBO, and The Axe on Hulu, which I've seen
Yeah,
one of
that
those, and they're
one
both pretty
bothered
good.
me because Patricia Arquette was too hot to play that big fat bitch. I mean, she just was. And then what's that girl's name? Joey King. She played Gypsy
Mm-hmm.
Rose, which kind of all right casting, but I mean, it's still kind of like, it's one of those things where it's like, could you not pick somebody that's kind of that good looking? Just because need somebody more sickly.
Mm-hmm.
There are too many things nowadays where it's just stop hiring just all the attractive people, especially when they're supposed to play unattractive people. Like,
Yes,
think about like when
like the
Charlize.
dwarfs.
Well, I was thinking of Charlize Theron in Monster. She won an Oscar for it. Great for her, but she had to do all the makeup to
Yeah, she had
get
to
that
make herself
ugly.
ugly. Yeah.
Think of how many ugly people, how many ugly actors out there. Like, this was my shot.
Yep.
This was my chance. So stop trying to make pretty people ugly. There's plenty of pretty people roles. The same way that there's lots of big people roles. Don't give those over. Don't give little people roles to big people, and don't give ugly people roles to good looking people. I mean, seriously, like, I mean, we wouldn't like it if Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder, if he was legit supposed to play a black guy, it wouldn't have been cool. But the fact
No,
that
it
they were
wouldn't have been
making
near as
fun of
funny.
that
Yeah.
was funny. But yeah, so just don't. There's lots of actors out there. Just go to a Starbucks in California. You'll find one.
Yes.
They're all over the place.
Oh, man. Well, why would anyone pretend to be sick? Well, I think we've answered that.
Yeah,
Money,
I want to play video
attention.
games.
Besides playing video games,
Oh, okay.
yeah, money, attention, and an all-access pass to the VIP section of human compassion. GoFundMe pages have become breeding grounds for fraud, where sob stories generate thousands of dollars from well-meaning donors.
I
Social
mean,
media,
seriously, I've been tempted to throw one out there for this podcast. Me and my best friend, we really want to put together this podcast, and we're doing okay. But there's so much cost and infrastructure. Because I swear to God, if you can sit there and generate $500,000 for a kid that stabs another kid at a fucking trap meet before there's any like testimony or people going over security footage, you're just like, oh my God, give that
he's wronged. Yeah,
kid money. Where's my check?
we could
I
at
want a
least get
check.
500 or so.
I would like to think so, because then I would totally start like paying to like paying for like YouTube to like promote our videos. Be like, all right, yeah. So we'll do a GoFundMe for that.
Why not?
Fund my desire to be popular.
I'm sure those are out there. I'm sure they're out there, just like I've been saying.
Yeah. Well, if I remember right, yeah, there's chicks that do like GoFundMe's to pay for their fake tits, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Says with all that, it says social media has made it easier than ever to fake an illness. A few sad selfies from a hospital bed, a dramatic TikTok video, and suddenly you're the face of a non-existent disease. The internet has created an environment where being a victim can be as valuable as being a celebrity. It's no longer about proving you're the best. Sometimes it's about proving you're the most unfortunate.
Yeah, that is a very unfortunate time nowadays. I mean, there's too many people claim to be victims, not real victims like us that, we're YouTube suppressing our videos and stuff like that. Yeah. I mean, that's really the man coming after us. So, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like we said, the problem, of course, is that these fakers take attention, money, and resources away from real patients who genuinely need help. Every fraudulent GoFundMe campaign makes people more skeptical of legitimate ones. Every fake cancer story undermines the real struggles of those battling the disease. And every influencer who miraculously recovers from a terminal illness with just the power of positive thinking makes it that much harder for real medical professionals to be taken seriously. That is very true. If you think you can heal yourself just by essential oils or some crap you saw some TikToker do, that's dangerous. That's very dangerous.
What are you talking about? Marijuana and meditation cures cancer.
Well, I don't know about the meditation part, but I got the other part taken care of. Well, at the heart of it, faking an illness is one of the oldest cons in the book. From medieval beggars feigning leprosy to modern day social media stars fabricating diagnosis, the game has remained the same. And that will do it.
Okay.
Be sure to check back with us next week unless Darrell has a mysterious illness.
I was gonna say I'm gonna call out sick next week. I'm gonna call out with Costa Rica-itis.
Well, that comes down once a year. You should be fine. In a week, you should be right back.
Yeah,
to being just like you were.
I can power through. I'll do the best I can.
Yeah, I think it'll be all right.
All
right, guys. We'll check out later.
Hey, and don't forget, if you're really worried about anybody in your life trying to stab you, eat a lot of McDonald's. Get real fat. It'll take them a while.
Get that extra layer.
Yeah, you'll be safe. All right, bye.
Later.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of Waywut. This show's available on YouTube, Good Pods, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and pretty much anywhere you listen to podcasts. We love to hear from you. Please comment on what you just listened to, pass along episode ideas, or just talk to us at Waywut Podcast in our Facebook group or on TikTok, Instagram, or X. Again, we really appreciate you joining us. Come back again to hear about some stuff that will make you say, "Wait, what?"